Hi, I'm Marna. Here is your warning. This video is about tightening the limbs of an American Girl doll. This is the way we did it. You are responsible for your own dolls, your own crafts, your own repairs. All of that is on you. All I'm showing you is what we did and how it worked for us. Hi, I'm Marna. I have been making and repairing toys since I was a kid. I laugh at the Build-A-Bear. It's all cute and fine, but when I built a teddy bear, I started with a pattern and fabric and stuffing. And I made a lot of my kids' Christmas gifts, stuffed animals and crocheted items and everything else. Anyway, I say that to get to the point that I'm at. I am new to the American Girl dolls. I've had the 18-inch dolls. I'm new to the American Girls, and I'm repairing them now. I bought them used. This one has very loose legs, and it's time for me to tackle that. I have a dilemma. I see on YouTube all the time where the people pull the stuffing out, and then they get to the leg string and they wrap hair ties around it. And I get that. Great idea. I've also seen they've used rubber bands. Here's my dilemma. These stretch and break. I use rubber bands. I know how they react. They don't make hair ties the way they used to. I wear hair ties. I have long hair. This happens. And if you put this inside your doll, can you see that? Mm-hmm. You put this inside your doll and you have it all tightened up and your legs are really doing well, and then you move the leg one day, that's what? Stretched out ½ inch or so? So then what? You go back in and fix that again? I'm just asking. I've never done that. I love these little hair ties. I use them for my Yorkshire Terrier. The first time you put them on, they look like this. After they've been on and you go to use it a second time, it looks like that. That is 50%, I would say, stretched. So if you use these and you get it all tightened down, does it hold? I don't know. Why would you not use zip ties? I am asking a legitimate question. Why would this not be better than these? I'm going to try it. I wanted you to see my beautiful doll before I do something that, oh gosh, I really like this doll, and I don't want to tear her up, and I've never done this before, but here it goes. So I'm going to undress her, untie her neck, and start taking the stuffing out. I'm going to put it in a box, and before I put it back in her body, I'm going to spray it with either disinfectant probably, or this. This is really just for smell. And the reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to clean her up. Actually, this doll has been cleaned up. But I don't want to stuff old stuffing back inside, and I don't have new stuffing. So what I'll do is I'll spray this. I'll let it sit for 12 hours. I'll fluff it around in the box, and then I'll spray it again and let it sit, I don't know, probably 24 hours before I stuff it back into the doll. Okay, that's good. I am an adult collector. I pay my own bills. I am not a child. And these are expensive dolls. This is not a craft for children. It is also not a craft, as I say, for the accident prone or the messy. This took 4 adult hands. That's the reason we did not show you on camera. But here's what we did. Darren went and got a pair of pliers along with needle nose pliers. We used the pliers. He pulled this out as far as it would go. Let me show you on here. He pulled this out with the pliers as far as it would go, and I gripped it. He pulled within his hand, and then I gripped it with the thick pliers down past the knot, between the knot and the arm joint. Then he untied the elastic. He pulled that out as far as he could, held onto it. I let go with the thick pliers and used the needle nose pliers as close to the ball joint as I could get. While I did that, or after I did that, he rolled a new knot down as far as he could get it, but it did not go all the way down. So then he used the pliers, or did you do it by hand, and pulled this all the way out, and I put a zip tie on it. We tested the leg. We thought, you know, that's tight, but we pulled it out again, and I put another zip tie on. Okay, will this hold? It's going to be a lot better, I think, than taking a chance of that. That's just not the way to do it. And certainly this isn't either. And what we're going to do, again, I am an adult collector. If you are not an adult, do not make these decisions on your dolls. I'm going to nip that off. In the meantime, I took my stuffing in a box and I added spray, disinfectant spray, and then I fluffed it around and sprayed it again. Okay, this is where it's going to get iffy because of all the strings. This is cotton. This can start on fire. You have to be very, very careful. Cotton is flammable. This has cotton in it, this has cotton in it, and this is plastic. All I'm doing is warming that up so that I can take the sharp edges out. And I'm keeping it away from that elastic. I don't want the elastic to catch on fire. Again, this is not a child's craft by any means. This is not a beginner's craft by any means. If you are accident prone, your whole doll can go up in flames.
Soldering iron could be used.
Solder, yeah, probably a good idea. Actually, let's do that for the next one. Okay, I rounded those out so that there are no sharp edges inside the doll. Okay, we did this arm without undoing the knot. Why? This was pretty short and we didn't want to take the chance, and we wanted to see how it would go. Darren pointed out you do not have to have your zip tie really, really tight around the string, because what you're making is a washer. The grip is not holding the elastic. Well, it is, but you're making a washer between the arm cup and the end of your knot. And I went and got the hot glue gun to round off these corners, and I think that's going to work. Yeah, that's, see how that's melting the edge so that it's not tight. If you do this, be extremely careful not to get any of your other strings or fabrics up inside of the zip tie, because you'll have to cut something and it could be your string. That would not be good. I'm also kind of putting a lip on that of the leftover glue. I don't want sharp edges is what I don't want, because I don't want that poking a hole in the fabric. And yes, there is a lot of stuffing around it, but I'm taking extra precaution. On this arm, you can see that I have 4 of the zip ties. If you'll notice, the tie part is staggered. And that's so it's tighter. And we talked about doing it so it all lined up, but if that slips, it loosens your arm. You want, Darren pointed out, you want all of your zip ties the same diameter. They don't have to be extremely tight, but they have to match, or they'll slip under each other. Okay, my stuffing is dry and it smells very clean. And there's a lot of stuffing here, so it seems, but I have stuffed animals for years that I have made. And you've got to get your hand down in there and really press and compact. Now, around the area that we just put the extra plastic into, I am really stuffing around that area tight. I know you can't see it, but if I need to add more stuffing because of that, I don't think I will. But if I do, I'm okay with it. See how I'm getting in up and around the legs? And I'm also doing that on either side. I'll do that on the arms too. You want that stuffing down in there, and especially where you've just added more hard plastic. Something else I have learned through the years about stuffing, mostly stuffed animals and dolls though. I've made a lot of cloth and crocheted dolls. When you're stuffing them, make sure their legs and their arms are in the correct position. You don't want a leg out like this, because when you roll it back, it changes your stuffing inside. As you're stuffing, work the body from the outside and the inside to look like a body, like you want it to look in the end. And as you're kneading it, it crushes your stuffing further together and compacts it. One thing you want to do with these arm joints, they have a tendency to want to go up or down, the inside ball. You want to really get your fingers in there and keep those turned where they're even, and get that stuffing up over everything on both sides, and press those twist ties down. You don't want that poking through your fabric or your outfits, and if you're not careful, it'll slide one way or the other. And just make sure your arms are right. Thank you for watching. Remember, this is not a child's craft. This is how I did it for my dolls. Would I do it again? I think I would. But Darren and I are the type that we, when we try new things, we kind of play with it for a while and make sure it's going to work. So this doll is going to get a lot of adjusting in the next few days before I work on this doll. You can see I just got her cleaned up, and I've got a little marks here, and this one's going to take some pimple cream. So we're going to have other videos on how I repair and restore our dolls. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment about what you think. Be kind, don't beat me up, but tell me why you wouldn't use the zip ties on your own American doll. Thank you for watching.